Hi guys, and welcome back to Cornerstone Chats. We are now in season 2, and I was going to say almost finished, but we're definitely getting there, and it's what a journey, you know. So this week we're on the letter N, and we're going to be talking about no, and we're going to be talking about yes as well.
Yes,
but no, N fits the letter, so that's what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be talking about why it's important to follow through in what you're saying. So if you're saying no or if you're saying yes, say it because you mean it and follow through because you want to, and kind of not hum and haw between should I not. I'm sure the fancy word is oath, but it kind of sounded like oats, so I don't want to say it.
A modern day translation, let me see for the youth.
Like a contract.
Don't be a flake.
Oh, right, okay,
That's what it is. So I'll start off with a verse because it kind of ties into it. So we're in Matthew in the New Testament. We're in chapter 5 and we're starting at verse 33. It says, "Again, you have heard that it was said to the people long ago, 'Do not break your oath, but fulfill to the Lord the vows you have made. But I tell you, do not swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one.'" So in context, Jesus is saying, don't make an oath, don't make a promise, don't make a vow, and swear by it. Like, oh, I swear to God that this is true, or I promise I'll get this done. Or he's like, don't make these promises, don't make these announcements, these declarations out loud. What he's saying is, let your actions show it. If you're going to do something and you say yes to it, so say for example, be like, "Hey Aislinn, can you cover Sunday school?" And she's like, "Yes," but inside she's like, "I don't really want to do that." Then she's not doing it. Yeah. She's just going to be like that. Or you say yes to something and you don't show up. You run late. So Jesus is saying in this context here, if you're going to do something and you say yes to it, then you follow through with that. And if you say no, then stick to that. It's like your yes be yes and your no be no. Because a lot of times people get afraid to say the word no. Yeah. No can be a sentence. You can just simply say no if someone asks you to do something. If they ask for a reason, you can give one. But people get afraid to say no because we don't want to come across rude. We don't want to upset someone or not make them happy. We want to be a people pleaser. All of that, there's not a reason for it. We should be able to say no to someone in a particular instance because that's not something we want to do, or it's not something that is in your remit, like you don't feel like you're comfortable or got the skills to do. And we just say yes because we think that's what they want to hear. But then you think about it and then you're like, I actually don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it to the last minute.
And do it like halfway.
So then it gets into this whole bit of like, you said you do it, why have you not done it? Or where are they? Why are you late? Why is it not? All these things. So to avoid all of that, because Jesus is such a wise counselor and he's like, okay, I know what people are going to be like. And trust me, young people, I've been young myself many, many years ago. We can be flakes and we can just use the word yes and no, actually more likely yes to things because we think that's what they want to hear. We'll say no to our parents, like we'll say no to them, but we'll say yes to friends going out for lunch, or yes, I'll do Sunday school, or yes, I'll help out in worship, and you don't do it, you don't show up. So what we need to do is follow through because our actions speak louder than our words. And that's what Jesus is saying here. Don't make a promise. Don't make a swear. Don't be like, yes, I will. You don't need to do all that. Follow through. Yes is good enough. No is good enough. Those are simple answers to have. Is there anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, so like along with almost everything else that we speak about, you know, in like this season, the past season as well, it's all about the integrity of your witness. Now, if you're out with the church, if you tell someone that you're going to do something and you don't follow through with it, that the idea of you being a flake kind of like seeps into people's head, and it's like, well, they said that they'd do this and then they didn't, or they said that they'd do this but then they didn't really do it right. So then by the time you come round to start speaking about Jesus, or you try and share the gospel, or you try and invite them to church, how can they be sure that it's true? How can they be sure that you're speaking the truth? Because you lied about showing up to basketball last week.
And when you say that, even people in the church were like, well, I'm not going to really ask them to do anything. You might be qualified. You might have the amazing skills to do it. But you'll be like, you've said so many yes so many times and you've never done it.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to ask you because I'd rather have someone who will do it.
Yeah.
So it does affect your witness, because then they can't trust you, and that's if they can't trust you, there's a breakdown somewhere. So Aislinn's right.
Yeah.
With that.
As like, and we talk about like having the trust of our church. It's a huge thing for people, and having the trust of the people that you're speaking to is also something that should be up there with your priorities, and it's about following through with what you're saying. And if you're saying that you're going to do something, show up like wholeheartedly. Don't do something with half a heart just because you can't be bothered to do it, or because, you know, you agreed to it and then you forgot about it, which I'm definitely partial to. I forget about things all the time. But it's about being open and honest about that. Like, I've said yes to that, but I'm likely to forget. Can you send me an email so I can put it to my calendar?
That's a good practical.
It's like, it's being accountable to what you're saying as well. So like, I'm partial to forget anything. You tell me a single thing and I'm gone. Text me it so I can write it in my planner. Be accountable for yourself. Don't let everybody else to be like, well, you said that you'd come to this, where are you? Because you're not going to be able to count on that forever. You know, like if you say that you're going to do something, make sure that you do everything that you can to follow through in doing that. And that's just kind of practical steps from my point of view, because that's how I work.
I totally agree, and I think a practical step with me, like Aislinn's saying, get people to like email you that or like make notes. I think for me, like one practical thing is someone asks you to do something, or something asks where it requires a yes or no from you. Take a moment, sit back and think. Because you might want to say yes straight away, and then realise, oh wait, I've double booked, or I've triple booked, or
I do that, yeah.
I can't do that for whatever reason. And we don't want to be stuck in the position where you're constantly saying yes to someone and then go, oh wait, but I forgot about this.
Yeah.
So Aislinn's practical one of write it down is really good. Mine's is before Aislinn's one, before you write it down. Take a moment to think, can you actually do it? And it's okay to say to someone, can I get back to you by like within an hour, by the end of the day? You don't want to leave it too long, because then they might be thinking you're just too scared to say no. But just say, can I get back to you at this time? If I don't, message me or something like that. So you're just going, okay, I'm taking the moment to think, because you don't want to say yes to something. And you don't want to like turn around no and then go, actually, yes, I could do that. Because you're just turning off that situation because it's someone that's asking you that you're quite like, no. Yeah. So again, I think before we end up this, 2 good practical advice. Well, 3. 1, stick to what you're going to do. Yeah. Like your yes be yes and your no be no. 2, think about it before you say yes or no, because you want to know if you're going to stick to it. And number 3, as Aislinn said, because I know that she does it because she has like a poster board and whatnot. I do. Write it down. That way the accountability is there. And you're keeping yourself on track, that you're saying, yeah, I will stick to this, because the integrity is there, and you want to make sure that you're just really doing everything wholeheartedly for God, because that is what we're doing at the end of the day as Christians, doing everything to bring glory to God, not to other people. So with that, make good choices, be kind, be in prayer, read your word, go to church. I'm Robert, this is Aislinn, peace.
Good enough for me, see you later.